رب يسر ولا توسر وتمم بالخير رب زدني علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم فقهنا في الدين. So before I begin, I want you all to imagine a scenario. Imagine that you are standing at a crossroad. You have two paths. One path is lit by the blinding glare of the modern trends, modern ideologies, and the societal expectations. Whereas the other path has a subtle but illuminated, powerful light of purpose, knowledge, wisdom, and faith. Dear brothers and sisters, today, as individuals, as Muslim women, we stand in this position. If we ask any common person, what does change mean? That person would probably say that it means following the new ideas, the new trends, or the modern ideologies of the present time. But on a long run, they might feel satisfied at the present, but on a long run, they start feeling that emptiness because it does not align with the purpose for which we have been sent into this world. At that moment, you need to stop and ask yourself, if this is not what pleases or satisfies me at the present time, then what does? And that is the moment you need to understand what does an ideal change mean. An ideal change means the change that draws us, takes us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the change that helps us in fulfilling our purpose. It is a change that aligns with the teachings of Quran and Sunnah and helps us to face all the challenges of the present time. Now, what if I told you that powerful tool or that powerful force to bring about that change is not found externally, but rather is buried deep within each of us sitting here, waiting for it to be recognized, waiting for it to be discovered, and waiting for it to be unleashed and put into action. Yes, but sadly, we humans have failed at it miserably. We humans are too afraid to recognize that change within us. Yes, we live in a time where everybody talks about change, yet only few dare to live by that change. We live in a society where everybody wants to bring transformation, yet ignore that deeper enlightenment, that deeper awareness of why we have been sent here. We as women from centuries have been told that women are merely the recipients, the beneficiaries, or the receivers of change, that we don't have any particular role to be played. We, as in someone, they bring the change and hand it over to us, and we have to follow the footsteps of others blindly. And we have been conditioned in a manner that we are made to believe that the force to bring about the change comes from external sources. May it be political systems, economic systems, cultural systems, the shift in the values of the society, the governments, the agencies, and whatnot. But today, I challenge you to look inward. Why? Because the most powerful revolution, the most impactful changes in the history were not brought by any government or agencies. In fact, it had all started in the hearts and minds of individuals. Hearts and minds of individuals who dared to be enlightened of their purpose, of why they are here. Who dared to be empowered, put their awareness into action. Who dared to engage with the society, to share their knowledge. As we have gathered here to revisit this concept, let us make utmost use of it, because an ideal change is a very powerful tool. It has the power to reform civilization. It has the power to redefine cultures, and most importantly, the need of the hour, it has the power to transform individuals. As women, as Muslim women to be precise, change is not just a societal demand of the present. It is a spiritual obligation that is rooted in our very essence of faith. So let's discover this concept through three vital components: enlightenment, empowerment, and engagement. Everything viewed through the prism of Islam, inshallah. So the very first component, enlightenment, means awakening to your purpose. Enlightenment, if you consider change, the ideal change, as the flame, then enlightenment is that tiny spark that ignites the change of flame. Enlightenment definitely comes from knowledge, seeking knowledge, but this knowledge is not only the knowledge of your academics or collecting worldly information, facts and figures. This has to do with your spiritual integration. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that He brings them out from the darkness into the light. Into the light here symbolizes He blesses you with enlightenment, knowledge. You understand, you're aware of your purpose. Whereas darkness is a time of ignorance. We're not aware. You're ignorant about the purpose. So, enlightenment over here means that each one of us sitting here has come here with a purpose. That is the enlightenment at the moment. Now, think of the time when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received his first revelation. Where was he? He was alone in the cave of Hira. What was he doing there? He was introspecting at the state of the society. At that time, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Jibreel alayhi salam commanded him, Ikra, read. What was he reading? He was reading the signs of his existence. He was reading the signs of the universe. He was reading the divine message. And this moment was a shift in the consciousness, not only for the Prophet, but also for the entire humankind. This is a wake-up call that we are the representatives of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to awaken to our purpose. Now imagine that you have been selected by some higher authority to represent your community, to represent your nation in some place where they are not aware of anything. So how would you regulate your behavior? How would you conduct yourself? How would you regulate your affairs? How would you lead your life? We would be under great pressure in order not to disappoint that authority. Then what are we doing here? We being the representatives of the highest of the authority, how are we leading our lives is a thing that we need to understand and ponder about. We need to understand this title of representative comes with honor, but also it comes with a great set of responsibilities, and we need to be aware that we'll be held accountable for this responsibility. We live in a time where we have misunderstood the concept of enlightenment. We think enlightenment meaning gaining of power, but no. Enlightenment means gaining awareness. Awareness of what? Who am I? What is my duty? Why am I here? And what is my duty towards the world? And only when we reflect on these questions at a personal level, you can really claim that you have done something in order to enlighten your mind. Now, we see in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that believing men and believing women are allies, they complement each other. In what? In doing good and forbidding from the wrong. In this verse, you see that men and women, the women are not placed behind men. They are placed beside men, indicating that this duty, this mission is not gender specific. both men and women are equally responsible to carry out this mission, this divine message. We need to understand this. And for this, the best example, what we can see is that at times, women and men, we might have a difference in our domains. Our responsibility, our roles may differ at times, not always. But at that time, we need not compete with each other. We need to give in our talents and things in order to complement the society, in order to bring that balance in the family, in the society, in the community in total. Now, a very familiar story of Hajira alayhi salam, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. We all are aware of this. She was left in the desert with her infant son, right? At that moment, she could have given up in despair. But did she? She did not. Why? Because of her enlightenment that there must be some higher purpose behind this scenario. So, okay, she understood that there must be some higher purpose. What she could have done? She could have sat there and waited for some other message from Allah, right? But no, what did she do? She enacted. She saw two mountains there and she ran between those mountains. And then the water of Zamzam sprung from the earth, which still sustains the generations that came. So this story is not just the story of her survival. This story is of her enlightenment and her belief in the purpose and Allah, that when you believe in such manner, incredible things can happen. Now, this connects us to the second pillar, that is empowerment. Now, in simple words, empowerment is nothing but putting your awareness into action. So once you have awakened to your purpose as to why you have been sent into this world, now it is your empowerment that drives you to act on that awareness. We need to understand that empowerment is a belief in yourself that you can make a difference, and moreover, you must make a difference. There's a stress on that. You have to make a difference. Now, enlightenment without empowerment is like you have knowledge but no wisdom, meaning it is incomplete. So now, and you have that belief in yourself that even if, however small my contribution may seem, but it is essential to bring that greater change in the society. That is empowerment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, He will not change the condition of people unless and until they change what is in themselves. So this verse forms the essence of empowerment. How? Because clearly it is stated that change does not come from external sources, but it comes from internal transformation. Dear sisters, we need to understand this. The concept of empowerment is not an innovation. It's not a new concept in Islam. From its very inception, 1400 years ago, Islam has brought revolutionary changes in the society. Islam has given the rights and dignity to women when the society denied that. Islam has given the right to women, like rights to education, right to inherit wealth, right to own property, right to participate in political affairs, right to participate in decision-making process, and many more. So these things draw our attention towards this message that Islam not only empowers us physically, but it empowers us socially, economically, and politically. This tells us that Islam includes all the aspects. It includes your mind, it includes your body, it includes your soul. The best example for this, consider the example of Aisha radiallahu anha. She was the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but not only that, she was a scholar. She was a political figure. She was a leader and a key transmitter of hadith. Her knowledge and wisdom was so appreciated, was so respected that senior companions would come and sought her counsel. Then imagine, she has contributed immensely for the development of Islamic jurisprudence and ethics. She has taught men and women. And there's a renowned hadith which supports this context, that Prophet ﷺ tells us that learn half of your religion from Aisha radiallahu anha. Then what else do you need? But in the present time, empowerment is seen through restrictive lenses of the modern ideologies. The question remains is how to renew this concept of empowerment when the modern ideologies of liberalism, feminism, consumerism, materialism has taken over our society. The answer to this question lies in turning back to our source of strength, that is Quran and Sunnah. These divine teachings help us face these obstacles with strength and rise as leaders in our families, in our community, in the society, in total. We need to understand this. And then we find, the ideal change for women in the present time, we need to understand that it comes from reclaiming our honor that Islam has given us. It is not by competing with men or imitating men or discarding our traditional roles. It comes with embracing our unique positions with strength and pride. We need to understand that Islam has already empowered women in ways that are beyond that these modern ideologies claim. We are mothers, we are nurturers of the generation, we are educators, we are leaders, we are contributors, and we are the transformers of the society. And we must understand that we have an irreplaceable role in doing so. Now, consider the example of Khadija radiallahu anha. Who was she? She was a very supportive wife, the first wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was not only a supportive spouse, was a mother. She was a successful businesswoman, a leader, and a pillar of strength. It was her belief in him when he could not believe in himself. She believed in him, in his mission, and empowered him at that time. And this is the ultimate position, ultimate stage of empowerment. So once you are empowered, you have that strength to uplift others because you stand strong in your strength, your source. So now, this connects us with our third component, that is engagement. Now, engagement, when you say, engagement is drawing your attention towards, you are being aware that this message of truth is not confined to your own community. It has to reach others. That is engagement. So once you are empowered, automatically you feel, you engage with people. So when you engage, it is, you have that feeling when you understand that this message of Allah is not confined only to me, and I have to make it reach others. It is the message that you understand when you channel your empowerment into the world. That is when the world gets empowered. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a mercy to the mankind, as a mercy to the world. and not only Muslims. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has exemplified this. How? By engaging with people from different backgrounds, different social statuses, different religions. This is how he has exemplified and made sure that we understand that this message of Islam is a message that has to reach the hearts of all the human beings, not only Muslims. Engagement is understanding that we need to get into the arena even if it is difficult, even if it is uncomfortable. We need to channel our values in every decisions we make, in every aspect of our life, in every interactions, in every actions. That is engagement. Engagement means where you channel, where you become the active participation is seen, not just you observe as passive observers. That is engagement. We need to be proactive in order to create that ideal change, not just observe it when it happens, not just go with the flow. So, I will leave you with these questions. We need to understand that change, it does not come with waiting for the right moment. Change does not come waiting for the right condition. Change does not come waiting for someone else to start. Change comes when you understand, when you enlighten yourself, that when you're aware of your purpose and when you understand that you're capable of doing something. It then grows with empowerment, where you understand, you believe that you can make a change. You have a responsibility to make that change. You have a duty to be accomplished. And then it becomes real. It comes real when you understand that you have to engage with the society. You have to take that light and give it to the world so that others also shine. Now, you need to ask these questions to yourself. That, what are you doing to enlighten your mind? What are you doing to empower your heart? What are you doing to engage with the world? And final question is, how can you be that ideal change that society needs? Dear sisters, we need to understand that the society does not need us to follow its standards, its modern values, modern trends. But the society is in desperate need of women who can lead and inspire, with modesty, with wisdom, with knowledge, with faith. We need to analyze this. We need to understand that we should be the women who can redefine the meaning of change in the terms that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has defined and not in the definition that a modern society or modern world defines change to be. This is a call to rethink, reclaim, and redefine the meaning of change. Let us all try and be that change, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us, guide us in being that change. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.